What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Adam Thielen and his route running ability, guys. And please leave in the comments who you guys would like to see me break down next. It could be either a quarterback or a wide receiver. That would really mean a lot to me. Let's get started breaking down one of the best receivers, one of the best route runners in the NFL. So he's going to be running a squirrel route here. And for those of you that don't know what a squirrel route is, it's like an out and up and then back out. So let's watch this thing full speed. So he's coming up, speed out, breaks to the fade, sinks his hips, gets in and out of this break, catches this ball against zone coverage. So let's break this thing down. So off the line here, he's pumping his arms. Now, he sells each move that he does, okay? He's not lazy on the out. He's not lazy on the fade part of this. He's not lazy on the up portion of this, but he makes his foot in the ground. He sticks. He snaps that head back around. So by snapping this head around, it alerts this DB. Now, he's probably worked an out on this play before. He's probably worked an out and up on this before, and now he's beating him with a squirrel route. So he carries this thing out for 3 steps. So he goes here, 1, 2, 3, sudden stick. Now he's selling like he's just going fade right now. DB plays it pretty good. He commits his shoulders up to the fade. He's going full speed. He's running an out and up right now. That's all he's got him on. Now he gets this DB to turn his hips, run with him a little bit, and the reason why they called this play is because obviously it's zone coverage and they think we could beat him on this thing. Now the reason why he's able to get a lot of separation is I want you to see this first snap down. He's able to get in and out of this break so fast because of these 3 steps. He gets in and out of the break 3 steps. I think Thielen's one of the best at getting out of the breaks as fast as possible. So this first step is this snap down step right here with this right leg. I want you to watch his hips, how he gets his hips low and he brings his chin to his knee. That's where we need to be, guys. We need to bring our chin to our knee. That's an explosive position. That's how we get some separation on that first step. He's not going to be able to react. He's very tall right now, and look how explosive a position Thielen's in. Now, his second 2 steps turn him back down towards the 45-degree angle that he's breaking. So this second step right here kind of anchors him in the ground, and then I want you to see this third step. It's turned. That allows his hips to come back through. He snaps that head back around, getting him back downhill, guys. Gets him back downhill, and he's pushing off of that leg. Now he's squared up to the quarterback. Kirk Cousins is ready to give him a ball. He accelerates out. He comes back to the ball, catches this thing for a big gain. That's a great job running this squirrel route by Adam Thielen. So let's watch this thing full speed. Coming out, stick, 1, 2, 3, sells the fade, in and out of this break, 3 steps, explodes off that right leg, gets his hips angled back down. That's a great job. Okay, so now we're going to be working a slant here. Let's watch this thing full speed. So a little hesitation, 1, 2, snap those hands off, catch this ball. Now the biggest thing I want you to pay attention here, guys, is this hesitation move. So he's off the ball. He's got to get a read on this DB. How's he going to play him? Is he going to stay right here and he's going to try to get hands on him, or is he going to bail out of there? How is he going to read him? So he takes this little skip release right here, sees that this DB's playing flat, so he knows he's got to give him something quick. So he gives him just a 1, 2 to the inside. So 1 to the inside, 2 back to the outside. Now what I want you to see here is how he has a plan for this right hand. He also has a plan for his feet. Oh, my bad. My fault. He also has a plan for his feet. Toes are straight forward. He's exploding off of this inside arch. He's turning his shoulders. He's committed to the outside. Now, what that does here is it gets this DB to just open up the gate a little bit. We don't even need him to be squared up to the sideline. Just to open up these hips a little bit and commit that. So now, he jams with the right hand. This DB does a good job attacking with this outside hand, trying to force Thielen outside off of that first move. That first move to the inside sells like he's just going fade right now. So he's thinking, 1, 2, I'm going fade right now. Commits my shoulders, getting this DB to open up the gate. Now, what I want you to watch is how Thielen attacks with this off arm right here. He attacks his wrist. That's a point of control. He's not worried about fighting his hand. He attacks his wrist and his elbow. That's a point of control right there. That gets this DB completely off. He's got no hands on one of the best route runners in the game. He avoids the contact here, fights his hands, being physical off the line. And I want you to see he doesn't just get this hands off and stand straight up right here. He accelerates out of this break. He puts his foot in the ground and he's pumping his arms. He's focused on gaining even more separation from this DB because he knows when he catches this ball, he catches this thing, and now he's breaking upfield, and now he wants to go make a play. He's catching this thing first, getting the separation he needs to, then he's worried about making a play upfield. He's not worried about catching this thing and just getting the yards he can. Let's watch this thing full speed. Hesitation, 1, 2, swat his hands off, attack his wrist, catch his ball. Now we're focused on getting upfield. That guy's trailing the entire time. So this is going to be a fade here. He's going to be running a fade from the slot against zone coverage. So let's watch how this works. This is a move that you guys can do against off coverage when you're running a fade. So he's coming out, 1, 2 to the inside, bursts up here. Look how much separation he gets because he focuses on keeping his head down too and gaining some separation. So off the line here, I want you to see this move. We call this a power step. He's coming off, power step to the inside. He's selling right now. He's going 1, 2 to the inside. Now this first step, it looks like he's just going to be breaking on a slant right now. He's coming off the line here. He's just going one step slant. Now, he commits his shoulders to sell like he's going slant right now. Turns his head, turns his shoulder to the inside. Now, what does that do? As you can see, it sees this DB jump inside. We could see it here. He jumps completely inside because he's breaking on this ball. His feet are in the air, and Thielen's exploding out of this break. That's a great job by Adam Thielen, selling like he's just going slant right now, and it's all upper half. When you commit your shoulders, when you commit your head to the inside, and you can keep your toes straight forward so you can just explode off of this and generate force. He's pushing off that inside arch. How do you generate force out of a cut? How are you more explosive with your breaks? You push off of this inside arch right here, and you keep this good shin angle so you can get upfield. He's in the air, and we're accelerating out. Now, as you can see right here, Thielen's not looking for this ball thinking, oh, I'm going to get this thing right now. He's going to keep his head down for about 3 steps. Now he looks for the ball. Now he's looking for this ball because he knows, okay, I got him beat. I got him by about 3 steps. Kirk Cousins is going to put some air on this thing, and I'm going to be able to go run it down and score. Now, obviously, Kirk throws this thing a little bit too far upfield. He has to dive and make a great catch, puts a little bit more air on it. We're scoring for sure, but he focuses on getting separation first, not looking too soon. He makes his move to the inside here. Bam, knows he hasn't beat, carries on. Now he's looking for the ball when he's got him by about 3 steps. That's a great job realizing that he needs to get some separation first. Doesn't want to look too soon and slow down because he knows Kirk Cousins is putting this thing on a spot. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So coming off the line here, 1-2 to the inside. Snaps that head around after he's got some separation, then makes a great catch. A great job. Okay, so he's going to be running a dig here. Now, I want you to see, this is the perfect example of what happens when you stack a DB. So let's watch this thing. Move to the inside, 1-2 to the outside, a little bit of head and shoulder shake to the inside, or to the outside there, comes back across for this dig. So, I want you to see he takes a little bit of a two-step release here. He knows that he's got to close this gap with this DB. He's got to close this distance right here, okay? And that's what he does. He goes 1-2 to the inside. Now, I want you to see how explosive this cut is. We've already talked about this. Pushing off the inside arch, a little bit of head and shoulders to the inside, kind of keeps this DB inside right where he wants him. Now, when he comes back outside, he avoids the contact. I want you to watch his right shoulder. He dips this right shoulder so this DB doesn't have anything. He's on the back of his shoulder, and all he has to do with that right arm here, guys, is all he has to do is he has to rip. Rips underneath, gets that hand off of him. Now this DB's in a bad position. He's only got one hand, and he's trailing this back hip of Adam Thielen, okay? Now all he has to do is give a little shake at the top to get some separation. That's the beauty of stacking him. So he puts this right foot in the ground. He's going to go a double move off of this square cut. So he's coming off, and he goes 1-2 to the outside, and it's kind of difficult to see, but you can kind of see his body start to move, gives a little bit of a shake to the outside. What does stacking do? It lets him, he thinks that he's just going right leg and he's breaking to the outside right now. He thinks that he's putting this foot in the ground and he's just going to break out to this out right now, but that's not the case because he understands that by stacking him, he could just give him a shake to the outside. You could kind of see his head move to the outside a little bit. And what does that do? Gets his DB to open up his gate. Even with just having one hand on him, he's not able to get enough on Adam Thielen, and he's able to snap that head around, accelerate out of the break, as you can see, because if he just kind of stands up right here and cruises, he's not getting this ball, but he focuses on accelerating out of this break, gaining even more separation. It's a race to the ball at this point. Who's going to get to that spot quicker? And Adam Thielen understands that. That's a great job utilizing this restack of the DB and using a little bit of a head and shoulder fake to the inside, a 1-2 double move. Let's watch this thing full speed. So closes the gap, avoids the contact, rips the shoulder, a little bit of head and shoulder movement to the outside. That's a great job. So we're going to watch this route full speed. So coming off here, this is an out route. Snaps his head around again. Like I was saying in the beginning, he is one of the best at getting out of the break, least amount of steps possible. So immediately off the line, I want you to notice his eyes, okay? Where do his eyes go? His eyes are to the inside of this DB. He's running an out route, and from this position, this DB is outside shade, okay? He's outside leverage. This is going to be a hard if we just try to run straight up and go out right now. So he knows that he has to try to get this DB to turn his hips and to open the gate. So he's coming out full speed. His eyes are to the inside. He's selling like he's just running a seam right now to get this DB to turn his hips, and that's exactly what he does. He turns those hips, he commits his shoulders. Thielen notices that. He gets up to his depth, and what does he do? First step, snap down. Again, look what he's doing. He's bringing his chin to his knee. Bringing his chin to his knee, 1-2, and he's accelerating out of his break. That's how fast it needs to be. Chin to your knee, okay, chin to his knee right here. Second step in the ground. He keeps those toes straight forward. The reason why a lot of you guys aren't able to make a break out of it so fast is because you don't keep these toes straight forward. Your toes are out wide, then you got to take a third step, then a fourth step, and then you're out of the break slow. But he puts his toes straight forward. He's pushing. He's already got that push mindset off of that outside leg. That first step gets him in that explosive position. 2, he's exploding out, snaps his head back around, and now he's got some separation. This is all the separation that you need at that high of a level, guys. If Kirk Cousins puts this thing on a good throw, he might even be scoring off of this thing, but he leaves this thing behind him, and so this DB's able to make a play, but that's a great example of what having strong hands would do to you. Catch this thing, rip it away from the DB. That's a great job by Adam Thielen. But the most important thing, guys, is he angled his stem, angled this route to the inside to get this DB to turn his hips, and he's able to change directions. 2 steps, push off that inside arch. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. Coming inside, 1, 2. 2 steps, in and out of this break, least amount of steps possible, pushing off of that inside arch. So he's going to be running an in route here, guys. Same thing, it's going to be off of this square cut. Let's watch this thing full speed. So coming off, 1, 2, freezes him, comes back out, catches this ball. Okay, so let's break this thing down. So he kind of comes off this line a little patient here, a little patient. What he's mostly focused on is see how this DB is going to be flat-footed here, this linebacker. He's just got to close the gap with him, okay? And he knows when he gets to that point where they're about a yard apart, he's not going to be able to get hands on. He's not going to be as quick as him. It's just like playing basketball. It's an open field crossover. That's all it is. So he gets up here. I want you to see how he kind of breaks down here. He goes 1, 2, 3 to the outside. Now, only thing I can critique here is his chest is a little high. That's the only thing. I would like his chest to be a little bit lower in a more explosive position, so we're a little bit more explosive off of this, because you see how his butt's sitting a little bit low. We could be in a more explosive position than this, but he knows it's a linebacker. He's not going to get him that much. Look how much his shoulders are turned. So he comes off this line. He's selling like he's just going 1 to the out right now, turning a little bit of his head and shoulders, giving a little bit of head and shoulders shake. Again, even with not the best pad level, he keeps these toes straight forward, and he's exploding off this inside arch. He's got that proper shin angle, 1, 2, and he's exploding out. Now, I want you to see how he doesn't get too close. He doesn't want to run right into this guy to where he could get hands on him. He kind of keeps that 1, maybe 2 yard range here. 1, 2, and he avoids the contact. He knows that he gets him to open up this gate, jump inside, his cleats are out of the ground. He's exploding off of this leg. He snaps that head back around. I want you to see how fast, because he realizes this kind of takes a little bit of time. He's not just getting right into this route. He realizes that it takes a little bit of time to make this double move, so he understands he's got to snap this head around right now. It's all about timing, guys. Snaps that head around, accelerates out of the break, catches this ball, and then ultimately makes him miss, and then he's able to get upfield. So this is a great, let's watch this thing, that full speed one more time. So coming off the line, 1, 2, accelerates out, snaps that head around for a great job. So this is a play that he scored on in the end zone, and I want you to see how he kind of gives this hesitation move and then a 1, 2 to the inside. Let's watch this thing full speed. 1, 2 to the inside, burst up, catch this ball. Okay, so one thing. This is what we talk about, hesitating. He's off. Obviously, there's man coverage, though. We're on the goal line, guys. There's going to be man coverage, but he's got to get a read on this DB, okay? He's got to understand how he's going to play him. Is he going to come right up? But he knows that he's off the ball. Let's close the gap. That's what he's thinking. Let's close the gap right now. So he closes this gap, a little bit of a hesitation here, a little bit of a hesitation jump, and then a 1, 2. He's selling like he's just trying to go fade right now. They're thinking, what this DB's thinking is he's just going outside right now, back pylon. They're maybe going to set up something underneath with the outside receiver here. But he's just thinking he's going to go 1, 2. Again, look how well he turns his body. Look how well he turns his shoulders. Receivers, you want to have your upper body working with your lower body. Turns his upper half. 1, 2 to the inside. What does that do? That gets his DB to jump up. It gets him to jump inside. It gets his cleats out of the ground. That's what we need to do. We need to get his cleats out of the ground, jumping inside. Now, he knows that this outside hand, he's trying to break inside. He's running up on this seam right here. This outside hand is not going to play a factor. So all he has to do is beat his right arm. So what does he do? He has a plan for his hands. He slaps it and he chops it. He just swats him by. Slap, chop. He doesn't even need to contact with the second leg because he gets him so off balance, so jumping inside, so focused on taking away the back pylon, he's able to just swat that hand by, again, attacking that wrist, attacking that forearm, and again, I want you to see how fast he snaps that head around. He knows he's open. Everything's a lot tighter in the red zone. Snaps that head around fast, still accelerating out, catches this ball. Now, here's another thing, guys. Look how well he's looking this ball in. A lot of guys would have this ball in their hands and they'd focus on their feet. Oh, am I going to get my toe tap in? He looks this ball all the way in for a touchdown, okay? That's how you track the ball. You want to think of it, guys, like your eyes are a camera and you got to take a picture of the ball. You're looking at that same location of the ball every single time. That's a great job by Adam Thielen catching this thing and getting some separation off the line, being real patient with his release. It's all about being patient and sudden in the red zone, guys. Coming out, patient, 1, 2. Swat that hand off, snap that head around for a catch. Okay, so he's going to be running a speed out right here. Now, the main thing we're going to focus on is his stick. Let's watch this thing full speed. So he's coming out. Sudden stick to the inside, get some separation. Again, the ball is behind him. Imagine what we could do if we could get this ball in front of Adam Thielen. So, two things I want you to notice. We're going to talk about his stick, but we're going to talk about how fast he's able to hit this route. This is what we call not changing our pad level, guys, and not changing our speed. So he's coming out. Let's see this thing. He's pumping those arms. He's going full speed. He knows zone coverage, timing is so important, and especially on a speed out, that's a timing route, guys. One thing I don't like from Adam Thielen, and I'm going to critique him just a little bit here, is this off arm, okay? You can see it in a little bit of our other clips. When you swing that off arm up, it's letting the whole stadium know that you're braking, okay? I would like to keep that thing a little bit tight to my frame. I wouldn't like to swing that thing up so much, but the reason why he's able to get some separation to the inside is because I want you to look at his head. I want you to look at how much movement he has from his upper half, how sudden he is. He puts that foot in the ground, and he's moving his head to the inside. That's how you're going to get some separation. That's how you're going to get this guy to jump inside. And again, he puts that foot in the ground, toes straight forward, and again, I want you to see how well he accelerates out of this break. This is an energy lane right here, okay? From the top of the numbers all the way to the sideline, that's an energy lane. And you want to keep the same energy that you had from the sideline all the way throughout the route. That's what makes a great route runner. So he's coming off full speed, foot in the ground. Did he lose any speed? No. He's accelerating out of this break. You should even have more speed because you're able to push off of this inside arch of this leg. Snaps that head around, accelerates out. If we could get him a good ball, that's a lot more separation, but he does a great job of adjusting, turning with the ball, catching this thing for a first down. That's a great job hitting this thing full speed, sudden stick, head movement to the inside. Let's watch this thing full speed. Coming out, coming out, coming out. Sudden stick to the inside, snap the head around, turn with it for a great job. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Adam Thielen is one of my favorite route runners in the NFL, and I think he's going to have a big year this year. And again, please leave in the comments, guys, who you would like to see me break down next. That would really mean a lot to me, and I'll see you guys next time.